Hi, Matt the Tube Crowley here. Today I'd like to make this video to measure the back drag of a variety of ratchet wrenches. This is a Harbor Freight, I think it's a Pittsburgh from the late 80s or early 90s. As you can tell, it looks very different from the modern Icon and Quinn and Pittsburgh Pro ratchets that are out there. It's one of these low tooth count ratchets. It's got quite a bit of back drag, but I have a Seekonk Precision Tools torque indicator made by the Seekonk Precision Tools Company in Seekonk, Massachusetts. And so it's a specialty tool to measure low amounts of torque. In this case, we're going to be measuring in inch ounces. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. I'm going to throw that out. 20, 22, 24. So we'll call that 24 inch ounces. We'll try once again. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 22. We'll do one more. 18, 20, 22, 24. Very rough mechanism, 22 to 24 inch ounces of back drag, not particularly very good. This is a snap-on I got used. It was made after 1997 because it's got that number 7 that indicates the year of manufacture. When I bought it used, I didn't know how much wear there was. Again, this is one of those older low tooth count. I think this is 30 teeth. And I didn't know if the back drag on it was because it was used. So I went ahead and bought a repair kit and put in all the new components and used the lubricant. And unfortunately, it still has a significant amount of back drag compared with modern ratchet wrenches. So let's measure it. 12, 14, 16, call it 16 inch ounces. 12, 14, 16, 16 inch ounces. So certainly better than the vintage Harbor Freight, but not a particularly upstanding mechanism. This is a Tekton roto head that I got a while back. I like these quick release components. It doesn't, have to pull it off with such vigor. So let's see what this one measures out at. 6, 8, 10, 12. Let's call it 12. 6, 8, 10, 12. 12. Pretty consistent at 12 inch ounces. A little bit better than the snap-on, but not exemplary. So I like GearWrench, and I decided to buy a GearWrench roto head ratchet, and I was rather surprised to discover that they appear to be identical with the Tekton. The Tekton's main shaft here is thicker than the shaft of the GearWrench, but as far as the head goes, the metallic parts appear to be identical. The same hex threaded fasteners, the same kind of chromed pins on both sides. Obviously the ratcheting mechanisms are different because this is a quick release and the GearWrench is not, but still, what's up with that? As far as I know, Tekton is not with the Apex tool group, which is where the GearWrench is from, but in any event, let's see what it measures out at backlash. 6, 8, 10, so we'll call it 10. It was 9, 10, 10. Maybe a tad better as far as back drag than the Tekton. So here we have a modern Harbor Freight. This is the Icon series. You can see radically different from the Pittsburgh, perhaps, of the late 80s or early 90s. So they've certainly upped their game as far as creating objects of mechanical integrity. So let's measure its back drag. 6, 8, 10, call it 11, 6, 8, 10, 11, 10, maybe 10 or 11. 10, so 10 or 11 inch ounces, not too bad. This is an old Blue Point that I got more than 20 years ago, so it's well broken in. It's got this wild head design where you can put it into a variety of different positions and it'll lock into that position, or if you want to zip it around, you can make it into a rapid wrench like that. Let's see what it's got as far as back drag. 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Something's, make sure I got it in the right direction. I do have it in the right direction. That seems very high. Let's try that again. 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16. Something's not quite right. I don't know what's going on here. It's not usually anywhere near this high. Let me try to go it backwards. Got some performance anxiety issues here. Let's try it again. 4, 6, 8, 10. Call it 10. 6, 8, 10, 12. That's 12. 12. 6, 8, 9, 10. So I can't explain that. It's usually much lower than 12, usually significantly under 10. So I can't explain that. This is a modern Mac tools. This is new. Have not used or broken it in. New out of the box very recently. So let's see. I like the design of it. I like the handle and I like the overall length. It's a good design. Has a relatively small head. Six, 8. That's probably 9. 6, 8, 10. 6, 8, 9. I think it was 10. 10. Not too bad. So here we have Snap-on, believed by many to be the king of the hill. Again, this is one of these positionable heads, just like this old Blue Point. The Snap-on is bigger in dimension than the old Blue Point. So this is modern. This is one of the new dual 80 Ratchet designs. So it is quite smooth and much higher tooth count than the vintage from '97 of the 30 tooth. 4, 6, 8. Well, that was 8. 9. 9 or 10, yeah. So 8 or 9, that's quite good. Seems to be kind of middle of the pack as far as these American-made wrenches. And we have a Matco, again, a new unit. This is not seen real-world use, but let's test its back drag. 6, 8, 9, 10. Call it 11. That's 11. 11. 8. 9. 10. A little bit over a bit of a spread of values, but I don't know, 9 or 10, 8 or 9. So here we have a Quinn, and again, they've upped the quality of the production from the late 80s, early 90s. This is the budget version of the Icon. So let's see what the Quinn back drag tests at. 6, 8, 10, 11, 10, 10, call it 10 or 11, it's not too bad. But so far, we're not seeing the American-made wrenches really leaving some of these Taiwanese or Chinese products in the dust. So the foreign-made products are, as some of them are pretty good. So I'm not the first person to have noticed this. The Quinn and the 90-tooth gear wrench appear to be identical. Obviously, they've got different handles, but as far as the metallic housing, it appears to be exactly the same. I have not taken either of them apart to see what they're like internally, if they swap internally, but they must be getting from the same factory. 6, 8, let's call it 8, 8, 8, 8. So it's kind of a shame that the old gear wrench from Taiwan is way out ahead as far as back drag over the something like Snap-on. I paid $150 for this Snap-on wrench on eBay. Obviously, this is going to be much cheaper. This is a Tekton. I like the Tekton. It's got one of these easy on-off quick release. The handle is slightly funky. It's got this little divot here. I assume it's to index the index finger to grab onto it, or maybe the thumb. It's not bad. I'm tempted to wrap some tape or heat shrink to put over that, but I think that would get pretty gross pretty quickly, so I'm not going to do that. It's not sharp. It's not digging into my flesh, but I wouldn't have designed that. I think that the design of some of these other handles is significantly better. I don't know why Tekton did that, so it's a bit of a ding on the Tekton. Let's see what they test at as far as back drag. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 9, 10, 12. That's a little bit of a spread there. Not too bad. And then we get the GearWrench 120 XP. This is, I believe, the older 120 XP design because it's got this round head. The newer 120 XP have a narrower head. This has got a nice handle and nice length. So let's check its back drag value. 6, 7, 7, 7, 7. So, wow, 7. That's appears to be the best of all of these so far. So, here is the Capri 90-tooth. I think they had a number of 72 tooth, and they upped the tooth count to 90. And I quite like this wrench as far as the whole the whole package goes. 6, 7, 8, 8, 8. As with the Blue Point, I've had some interesting variation in the tests I've had with this. I left this for the last wrench because of all the wrenches that I've tested. At times I've tested the Capri as low as 4 inch ounces of back drag. So I'm going to give it one more college try to see if I can... that's 6, 7, 6, 6. So I can't explain the 4 not happening on camera. Again, a little performance anxiety on the part of the Capri, but I'm quite impressed with the Capri. Again, I like the handle. It's slightly flat on the top and the bottom where your fingers wrap around quite naturally. The balance is very good. The diameter of this seems stout and very, very smooth. Again, the lowest back drag of the ones that I happen to own in 3/8, so quite impressed with that. Again, 150 on the supposed King of the Hill snap-on, 37 on the Capri. So as far as brand preference goes, call me a Capri drag fan.